We're kicking off today with WWE NXT as the mystery stable that debuted at NXT Vengeance Day was on this week's episode, but the group is now less of a mystery. During the show, a 6-person tag team match saw Stax, Luca Crisofino, and Adriana Rizzo battle the Culling, but Tony D'Angelo was not with his family. During the match, it was shown that the Don was being attacked backstage by the mysterious faction, and this distraction allowed the Culling to take advantage and pick up the victory. After attacking Tony D'Angelo, each member of the group was given a chance to speak, and the four made clear that nobody was safe, just as they've tried to show in the past. The group also shared their name, the Darkstate, and ended by saying that they weren't done for the night before making their way back into the arena. Fans also got to see the group unmasked, confirming reports that the quartet in questions are Dion Lennox, Cutler James, Saquon Sugars, and Osiris Griffin. Once again, though, the group stopped short of giving a specific goal, though perhaps a feud with the D'Angelo family will be Darkstate's first fully fledged angle. With their look and actions, many fans have compared Darkstate to the Shield, and it'll be a lofty order for the new group to match the success that the trio of Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose had. As for the match fans saw, special mention has to be given to Luca Crisofino, who had the entire crowd on his side after a hot tag, with Booker T saying he has a bright future ahead of him. But what do you think of the Darkstate's name? Do you think the faction is working so far as part of WWE NXT? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. On NXT, Trick Williams' edge continued to grow in a backstage segment as he continued to show signs of a potential heel turn down the line. Losing his cool with Javon Evans, Williams told the young OG, "You ain't champ, you ain't ever gonna be champ," and added that both of them having dreads doesn't make them friends. In the main event of the show, Williams defeated Eddie Thorpe in an NXT Underground match, but this feud ended not with a bang, but with a serious whimper. The match was short as Williams pummeled Thorpe into a knockout, causing the referee to stop the match, and after the bell, Williams called out NXT champion Obafemi. Williams made clear that he wants to be NXT champion again, and just as the pair came face to face, the lights went out and Darkstate emerged. In the ring, Femi and Williams wasted no time in brawling, all while the Darkstate watched on as the group opted not to get physical this time around. Javon Evans hit the ring but was shoved aside by Williams, and it was pandemonium as those outside the ring for the NXT Underground match joined in with the fighting. The segment ended with Javon Evans laying out Obafemi before having a stare down with Williams, and Vic Joseph noted on commentary that it'd be foolish to take Javon Evans lightly. This was a chaotic segment to end NXT, though more could have been done in the Underground match, even if the plan was still for Williams to come out on top. Looking to the future, it appears that a triple threat between Femi, Williams, and Evans could be coming to Stand and Deliver, though it could be Darkstate that decides the result of this match. Could Evans potentially even be a fifth member to Darkstate, explaining why the group didn't interfere? Share your thoughts on this segment down in the comments section. In tag team action, Hank and Tank battled Josh Briggs and Noah's Yoshiki Inamura, and a major botch took place that almost resulted in some injuries. During the match, Briggs and Inamura were supposed to pull Hank and Tank off the apron, but there was no contact, leaving the two to just jump off and almost land on their hands. As we've seen time and again, injuries can happen at any time, and thankfully Briggs and Inamura didn't suffer a setback during this week's show. But the two got the win against Hank and Tank, and this botch wasn't the only odd moment from this tag team match. At one point, Hank and Tank were poised to do dives from opposite corners onto Briggs, and while Tank was in no trouble, there was no way Hank was going to make his jump. Briggs wasn't in the center of the ring, and even a high flyer would have struggled to make the distance, never mind a heavyweight powerhouse like Hank Walker. Inamura pushed Hank off the top rope, meaning he didn't even get to make the massive jump, and this match had some issues that neither team would want to repeat anytime soon. Now, before this week's NXT went off the air, WWE uploaded a video of Jordynne Grace walking, and the Juggernaut wore some alarmingly high platforms heels. The shoes, alongside the bright, colorful outfit she wore, certainly seemed out of place for Grace, but there is a hidden meaning behind her choices. This outfit, or at least the shoes, came about after a fan on Twitter called Grace short AF, and Grace fired back saying she'd make the fan call her mommy even at 5'2". This led to Brad Shepard attacking Grace, saying it was a delusional take and that Grace had been brainwashed by society alongside other women. In a now deleted tweet, Grace fired back asking Brad, "Still haven't found anyone willing to take your virginity?" And quite the comment from the NXT star. As for Grace's outfit, that was a nod to SpongeBob character Patrick, who in an image that has since become a meme wore high heels not dissimilar to what Grace is wearing. Grace's message was clear, that she will live how she chooses, and if trolls want to mock her height, she'll take things to the literal next level. In her first appearance as a double champion, North American Women's Champion and new NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer addressed her career and journey. Vaquer said she could have signed with any company or gone to any brand, but she selected NXT as she wanted to make history with the Silver Show. Ready for her first opponent, Vaquer was confronted by Jordynne Grace, who, yes, was wearing her Patrick-inspired outfit, and the Juggernaut spoke of last week's win over Roxanne Perez. Jordynne didn't get in the ring, though, as she was ambushed by Jada Parker, who clearly wants the first opportunity at the double champion. Backstage, Ava confirmed that Vaquer will defend the NXT Women's title against Parker next week and will defend the North American Gold against Fallon Henley. This segment confirmed that WWE will keep the two titles separate rather than unifying the gold, a smart move given that the women's division is big enough to warrant two titles. This also means that Vaquer will wrestle twice next week, and will her time as a double champion come to an end in a matter of days? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. In women's U.S. title action, Chelsea Green put her gold on the line against Sol Ruca, and the champion would have Piper Niven and Alba Fire by her side. For her meddling in the match, Fire was met with a spear by Zarya, and Ruca would hit a moonsault on Niven before Green got the win to retain her championship. While Ruca didn't win, this could easily lead into Sol and Zarya facing Fire and Niven in a tag team match to get some revenge on the pair. Green vs. Ruca was the opening match of the night and set a great tone for the evening, with Chelsea once again proving she's reliable, while Ruca proved why there's a buzz around her. Despite being a heel, fans loved Green's work and broke out into a Pledge of Allegiance as well as a Chelsea for President chant mere seconds into the match. Responding on commentary, Booker T said he was voting for the Women's US Champion in a fun line from the two-time WWE Hall of Famer. There was a moment where Ruca slipped off the ropes, and while some online called it a botch, it was likely just part of the story given that Green had been targeting her leg. Do you think Ruca should have won the title during the match, or was Green continuing her reign the right call on NXT? Share your thoughts and feedback down in the comments. During this week's Raw, John Cena cut his fully fledged heel promo in decades and made clear that he blames the fans for what he called an abusive relationship. The segment between Cena and Cody Rhodes lasted over 25 minutes, a significant chunk of what was the shortest Raw of the Netflix era, and the segment has done huge numbers. On WWE's official YouTube channel, the video has acquired 3.4 million views at this time, making it one of the most watched videos WWE has uploaded this year. With that said, the video with the most views this year is of Cena's actual turn at Elimination Chamber, which has racked up 7.2 million views in a matter of weeks. Clearly, fans can't get enough of John Cena as a heel, and we'll have to see if this upcoming appearance in Glasgow, Scotland proves to be just as viral. Over to AEW now, as it wasn't too long ago that Jeff Jarrett declared his intentions to become AEW World Champion, giving Double J a serious goal on his final contract in the ring. As of late, though, there's been no word about Jarrett and the AEW World Championship, with all signs pointing to Tony Khan and the company completely dropping the angle. During the Fightful Select podcast, Sean Ross Sapp was asked about this and was blunt, saying that the angle wasn't good, it didn't work, and they moved away from it. While Jeff's angle would see him feud with MJF, the former AEW World Champion has since moved on to a feud with Hangman Page, with little payoff to the Jarrett program. Sapp explained that while Jarrett vs. MJF was supposed to go much longer, it was Tony Khan who made the call to change plans and go with MJF and Hangman instead. In addition to the Cowboy, MJF has shared his issues with Dustin Rhodes, but it seems that Double J is officially off the radar of the devil of AEW. Do you think Tony Khan was wrong to change plans? Should Jarrett be back in the world title picture? Let us know your thoughts in this change in the comment section below. Since relaunching in January 2024, big things have been happening for TNA Wrestling, including their ongoing partnership with WWE, bringing new eyes to the company. This deal will last for multiple years, as confirmed by both sides this year, and TNA has something else big planned in the future, according to Frankie Kazarian. Speaking on the Stories with Bradshaw and Briscoe podcast, Kazarian discussed TNA's long-term strategy and said the focus is to get distribution and landing on a bigger network. Kazarian added that management is working tirelessly on this and predicted that thanks to the company's momentum, a new deal will be confirmed by the end of the year. Speaking about his own future, Kazarian made clear that he aims on becoming a TNA World Champion, a title that has eluded the TNA veteran who is a former X Division and Tag Team Champion. With WWE in their corner, a bigger deal for TNA seems more possible than ever before, and Kazarian and management are ready to do whatever it takes to make it happen. On April 18th, WWE will host its Hall of Fame ceremony, which will see Triple H, Michelle McCool, Lex Luger, and the Natural Disasters be inducted. Of course, there are plenty of names who have yet to receive the honor, and one name fans and wrestlers alike would like to see receive the nod is Dave "Fit" Finlay. On Twitter, Natalya commented on footage of Finlay's days competing for World of Sport and said that if anyone deserves to be inducted, it's the Irish grappler. Natalya added that she's confident such an induction will come when the time is right, and both on and off screen, Finlay has contributed to the wrestling world. After competing in Europe, Finlay joined WCW and later joined WWE as a producer and trainer before making his in-ring debut for the company in 2006. today. Finlay is once again a trainer and senior producer for WWE, and will the former US champion get his induction that Natalya hopes to see? Only time will tell. Now, Alberto Del Rio has never shied away from controversy, and now the former WWE champion's days competing are officially on hold, at least for 6 months. In a statement, the Tijuana Wrestling Commission shared that they had suspended Del Rio for 6 months, stemming from an incident with fans at a AAA event last Friday. A Twitter user explained that Del Rio appeared heated at someone in the crowd after his match, and that the wrestler tried to hop the guardrail but was unable. Del Rio is then seen throwing a chair at someone off camera as security intervened, and a fan then responded by throwing a chair at the head of Del Rio. This started a slight melee with people throwing things, and it has been claimed that an elderly woman got hit by a chair and was taken to the hospital, but this has not been verified. We can't count out this being a part of the show, but with Del Rio's track record of finding trouble, it's just as likely that this was a very real situation. The Twitter user said that despite the suspension, it won't affect 2 upcoming TV tapings, giving fans one last chance to see Del Rio in AAA before he spends 6 months out of action. Back to WWE NXT now, as Ricky Saints made his singles debut for the brand in a match with Ridge Holland, and fans were excited to see the AEW alum in action. This was a decent match, hurt slightly by Saints being unable to hit some of his moves on the larger Holland, but the crowd perked up in time for Saints to get the win. Commentary wisely covered for some of the match's shortcomings, stating that Holland had been targeting the lower back of Saints, which is why he struggled to lift Holland for his finisher. Ashanti Adonis wanted Karmen Petrovic to use a steel chair in her match, but when Karmen refused, Jayne capitalized off the distraction to get the victory. Petrovic continues to improve as an in-ring performer, and the opportunities she's received to this point have only helped with that process, with more likely to come soon enough. And that was this week's edition of NXT, and what did you make of the show? Was it a suitable follow-up to NXT Roadblock? Share your thoughts and opinions down below. For close to a year, Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio have been working on screen together, and their relationship was confirmed at SummerSlam 2024. Now, though, Morgan has teased that their on-screen partnership could be coming to an end following Mysterio costing Finn Balor his Intercontinental title shot on this week's Raw. On social media, Balor shared a picture of Mysterio interfering in the match along with a snake emoji, reiterating what he had called Dirty Dom in a backstage segment earlier in the show. Interestingly, Morgan, who typically takes Dom's side on things, reposted Balor's post, and could this be a sign that Morgan is ready to move on from her snake of an on-screen boyfriend? If you follow the career of Davey Boy Smith Jr., you'll know that he's been out of action since January of this year, and now the former WWE Tag Team Champion has explained why. On the Cafe de Renee podcast, Smith shared that he's developed cataracts in his eyes and chalked it up to the past 20 years of using tanning beds. Smith admitted to not using proper eye protection while tanning, saying that he was concerned about potential tan lines, and said that he's been using old beds in Japan with lousy bulbs. Sharing how it's affected his life, Smith revealed that the cataracts left him unable to do basic tasks like drive or watch YouTube, and he's had to zoom in heavily just to order from Uber Eats. It's cost Smith around $14,000 to get surgery, and he said he hopes people learn from him and realize that cataracts and losing your vision are not risks worth taking. Now, with his vision restored, Smith is motivated on making a return to the ring, and we're wishing him all the best after this scary ordeal. And we're ending with WWE, and earlier this month it was reported that the company was planning a Roast of WrestleMania event, and now that show has been officially confirmed. In the announcement, WWE confirmed the event for April 20th at the Blow Live Theater, but fans looking forward to watching the show air will be disappointed. It's confirmed that this will be a closed-door, non-televised event featuring comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, Sami Zayn, The Miz, and Braun Strowman. The show will kick off just hours after Night 2 of WrestleMania 41, giving fans the opportunity to see the funny side of what will be WWE's biggest event of the year.